Did you know that over 200 years ago America faced its first major financial disaster, a crisis so intense that it shaped the country's economic future and political landscape for decades? This is the story of the Panic of 1819, the first great economic crisis in United States history. To understand the Panic of 1819, we need to go back a few years. After the War of 1812, America experienced a brief period of economic boom. Demand for American goods like cotton, tobacco, wheat, and lumber skyrocketed, especially from war-torn Europe, which needed to rebuild. But as Europe recovered, their demand for U.S. exports plummeted. At the same time, land speculation, fueled by easy credit from banks, was out of control. People were borrowing huge sums of money to buy land, expecting prices to rise forever. To manage the nation's finances, the Second Bank of the United States was created in 1816. It was supposed to regulate the currency and oversee smaller banks, but instead, many of its branches overissued loans, causing a flood of paper money into the economy. Eventually, the bank tried to fix things by tightening credit and calling in loans, but by then, it was too late. People couldn't pay their debts, land prices collapsed, and the financial system began to crumble. In 1819, the bubble burst. Banks began to fail, businesses closed, unemployment soared, thousands lost their homes and land. The country entered a deep economic depression that lasted for several years. This was the first time ordinary Americans faced such widespread financial hardship, and they didn't know who to blame. Was it the banks, the government, or greedy speculators? The Panic of 1819 had long-lasting effects. It changed the way Americans viewed banking and government. People began to distrust big banks and demanded more control over money and credit. It also fueled the rise of Andrew Jackson and the populist movement, which would eventually lead to the destruction of the Second Bank in the 1830s. New laws were passed to limit speculation and control lending. But the damage was done, and the lessons were hard learned. The Panic of 1819 taught America that unchecked speculation, easy credit, and poor regulation can lead to disaster. Sound familiar? That's because these issues keep coming back. From the Great Depression to the 2008 crisis, history doesn't repeat itself exactly, but it does rhyme. And understanding the Panic of 1819 helps us see how economic booms and busts have shaped, and continue to shape, our nation. If you found